Cheap Show time!
It's the price of shite.
Cheap Show time!
Welcome to Cheap Show. Woo! Happy Halloween! Look, Eli's come as a scary zombie ghost or something. It's very effective. You look dead. You look dead behind the eyes. How'd you do it?
As soon as you start rolling,
do
the
it?
fucking vitriol
How'd you
and
do it?
hatred starts coming out your mouth.
How'd you do it?
Fuck off!
How'd you do the makeup? How'd you do that real crusty, horrible skin? The peeling zombie flesh? How have you done that?
Fuck off! Honestly,
How have you done the stench as well?
I'm not doing this.
Poor. How have you done that kind of dead stench?
You
that kind of
stink.
caught- Don't you be mean to me?
You're mean to me constantly. That's
What,
such
be
a
mean-
terrible.
be mean
I
to
don't
me?
want to, Paul.
No, you're just passive aggressive in all your little demands. Right, hello everyone. Welcome
Shut
to
your ugly
Shows.
mouth. How's that?
Cheap
You
Shots.
ugly mouthed dimwit.
Dimwit. You could.
Oh, that little.
I've never been-
That got you, doesn't it?
I've
Being
never been
called
so-
stupid gets to you, doesn't it?
No.
I found out what gets to him, everyone. Being called stupid.
I've been called stupid most of my life.
I know you have. No.
Whereas, at least
Is
I'm
that a
not called
coincidence?
Pongy woo. I'm not called Pongy woo. Anyway,
Can we not?
hello.
This is a terrible way to start this
it's
video.
how we do things here.
I'm not.
Hello.
By the way, everyone,
What?
just before we start the proceedings, Paul, I'm not going to be involved in this shit. I've heard him go on about this crap countless, millions of times. It's always so boring because ghosts don't exist anyway.
Hey, look.
Basically, long story short, as he's so fond of fucking saying every other sentence, ghosts don't exist. This has been put to bed. And not a scary bed in an old Victorian mansion. Ooh. Go
You
on,
took
Paul.
the wind out of me now, haven't you? Hello,
The
welcome to our-
phantom wind.
Welcome to our
The ghost burger.
ghost burgers. Yeah. Never asked for a ghost burger.
Ghost meat.
Ghost meat, especially like sloppy Joe ghosts. Ghost sloppy Joes. What are you doing? You're like the ring lady.
Is that like the ring lady?
Anyway, look, this is meant to be our Halloween episode, I guess. So I thought I'd do Paul Gannon's Guide to Ghost Hunting, where I, Ghostbuster and Ghost Hunter Extraordinaire, poor Michael Jehoshaphat Gannon, tells you about how to become a ghost hunter, and I can teach you at the same time as well everything you need to know.
I know how to do it.
Go on.
Oh, look, my box says beans. Oh, there must have been someone drowned in beans here. Oh, look, the box said some fucking shit like danger. Oh, there's danger. Pay me money. Ghosts exist. There's one who was a little girl. Oh, she died.
I mean, I did have a 45-minute lecture lined up, but that did hit most of the beats, to be fair. So, look, yeah, it's my guide to ghost hunting, and let's get one thing out of the way now. I love ghosts, I love Ghostbusters, I love Halloween and spooky things, but do I believe in ghosts? I've yet to be proven otherwise. I don't believe in them.
Yeah.
This is Jack O'Lantern. Hello there. That gag's been done, hasn't it? Jack O'Lantern, the Irish thing.
Why would he be...
Because O'Lantern, Jack O'Lantern, like Kieran O'Keefe, although he's not
It's
really,
an Irish formulation of a name, isn't it?
O'Hara or
O'Flaherty.
O'Schmearing. O'Schmearing?
Morris Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzmaurice.
Do a picture for the...
Huh?
Yeah.
Two lovers.
Do a face for the... so I can do a thumbnail. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so...
No, but Paul,
Yeah.
I think what you're trying to say is...
Ghosts don't exist, but I like ghosts.
But you're not like... You're a dogmatic materialist, you'd say then.
How dare you, sir, call me such a scandalous thing on the video?
But you're saying that you're not so sceptical that you've closed your mind to anything ever being discovered in the future.
Yeah, because I have seen and heard stuff I can't explain, but that doesn't mean the instant
doesn't
go-to
have-
response is ghosts.
Yes.
Ghosts.
Ghosts. Also,
Yeah.
it's just so stupid, their claims, you know what I mean? It doesn't fit into any other area of science. It's just like, there's no you know what I mean? That's what
problem
gets
is-
me. It's just like, it's not convincing. None of it convinces me, because there's no systematic, there's no phenomenon that has been discovered, and then, it goes back to the whole idea of the supernatural by definition, not being part of the natural world. So it goes back to God.
Yeah, it goes back. Well, there's preternatural and supernatural, right?
What's preternatural?
Well, preternatural, this is a very obvious example, but preternatural is something like magnets, where at one point we didn't know how magnets worked, but now we kind of do, and we realise there's a science to it. But back then it was like, what are these demons keeping these stones apart? And then that is preternatural because it wasn't explainable then, but became explainable later.
So it refers to things that were used to be supernatural, but now are part of the natural world.
Effectively. I could put it better than that, but effectively that's it in a nutshell. But here's the bottom line with ghost hunting. Until someone goes, here is what a ghost is, and has the scientific data to prove that they exist and there's an entity and there's a science, calculable science to it, then all of this shit...
Testable is the word you're looking for.
Yeah.
Testable
All of this,
science.
All of this is shit.
So take us through.
Right, so famously, first of all, I want to get one thing straight. If you have a phone, a smartphone, and you have any app that speaks words to you that ghosts say, right?
A word of randomizer.
Yeah, and there's loads of different names for them. Take your pick. You can get free ones or costly ones. Don't buy them. They don't work. How is a phone made for communication and internet and stuff designed to catch ghosts? But you know what I mean? It's
Well, this is the whole. This is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
There's no explanation.
There's no.
The people who try and sell you these devices or apps, they don't say, "Oh, it's picking up on the supernatural radio waves or whatever," does it? Because there's no explanation.
No, because what they do is they hold their app out and go, if you're a ghost and you want to speak, you can speak through this.
How do ghosts know how to manipulate electromagnetic
Well,
fields?
if you didn't know, ghosts actually subscribe to Witch magazine, and
Right.
they're up to date on tech, what best to buy, phones and stuff like that. So they know when they look at a smartphone, they can put their ghostly energy into it and make
They know
say,
how it works.
Make it say the words tomorrow or doom
Underneath.
or I'm here.
Yeah.
The thing is, these apps largely have a database of words in.
Yes.
And you can also add your own database of words in, which is why all of a sudden when you see these ghost hunters like Cody and Sam or whatever the fucking name is, going to a ghost hunt, and it's like, is there a demon here? Cody. Oh, it's speaking about me.
And they definitely put
It's
the
me.
name. They put the name in. That's very disingenuous, isn't it?
They are designed to create a narrative when nothing's going to happen because ghosts don't exist. It's the same as a psychic. It's like having a psychic there to go, oh yeah, I'm getting a man in a tall hat.
Yes, cold reading and so forth.
Yeah, cold, hot reading, all that psychic shit. That's what they're there for. So first of all, don't use an app. There's no point. They're all shit and they're based on nothing. They're there to entertain.
And in fact, you also would make that include, what's it called, the Octavius?
No,
sorry.
Octopi. Oculus.
No, it's Octavus, isn't it?
No, it's well. There's loads of different names. So I can't.
Which
be
is
arsed
basically
saying.
like a little TomTom Go, isn't it? Like a little PDA, like a little digital device.
Oh, that little gadget that's Mike uses.
does what those apps
media.
do.
Yeah,
But it's like a standalone.
yeah. Again, it's
So you'd say
bollocks.
that's the same thing, essentially.
It's all bollocks.
Yeah.
Again, until someone say, here is a ghost, here is the stats of what makes up a ghost that you can measure.
Repeatable measurements.
Then all of this is
But
shit.
the thing is, they know, and by they I mean the scientific consensus, knows
Yes.
so much about matter, physical matter and the forces. They
What
know
is
so
mind?
much.
No matter. What is matter? Never mind.
So, but do you see what I mean? That would be such a huge upset if they found some other force or some other,
Yeah.
They've got it down. They know what everything is made of, basically, right down to the interior of
I
atoms.
think they'd come across a ghost, right?
They would have found. They think by now they would have found it. If there is some other force or some other thing or some other realm or some other dimension where they reside, you'd think it would have shown up by now. And it's just such.
Well, here's the thing.
It bores
There's
me.
a good book if you want to read about the science of the supernatural called Paranormality by Richard Wiseman.
Okay.
And that whole book is about how the brain misinterprets what we see as supernatural as actually chemical, biological way the brain reads the world and things like that.
Well, there's the idea of agenticity, isn't there? That
Look at you with the $10 words.
well, it's the humans are hardwired to give agency to things.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And ghosts could definitely fit into that because you're saying this event, there's
Meaning behind this
well,
random
there's
thing.
a personality, there's an agent, and,
that goes-
and to God as well. Like, for example,
Yeah.
they've done experiments with kids. If you throw a ball under a sofa and the ball comes out, they're like, oh, a person,
Rolled that out to me, rather than
someone,
being bounced out.
yeah, or
Right.
the sofa itself. See, they're very
Well-
quick to give agency to all sorts of inanimate objects, and do you see what I mean?
Well, this goes into pareidolia. So, for instance, when the obvious example is when you see a cloud, you go, "Oh, look, that looks like a dog," right?
no,
the brain wants to find.
pareidolia actually specifically refers to seeing faces and things.
Okay, yeah, but there's
Okay.
still the overall idea though is that the brain will look at something random and then force it into something recognisable that the brain can compute.
Yes,
right?
but and it does it relates to ghosts, because a lot of ghost sightings are faces, and a lot of the photos are just faces and stuff, aren't they? The red circle around a face.
But
that again, yes, you're right. It does relate, because it is actually, they've done the neuro
Tests,
science.
yeah.
It's a whole circuit of your brain, the visual cortex, that are about recognising faces, because it's so important in terms of
going back to our like primeval needs and desires.
yeah, evolutionarily, you
Staying
need to
alive.
you recognise your mum, and that's why there's those people with face blindness, and it's that particular circuit in their
I
brain.
recognise your mum.
That particular circuit in your brain. You know those people who can't recognise.
Yeah, like Brad Pitt.
So it's a separate, whole separate thing.
Kids.
It's a whole separate system. It's so important to us.
Yeah.
And then you can see how that system would throw up fake faces, or that it does.
But also, it goes
and if
in-
you ever trip on LSD, you know
It's not about
faces
LSD.
come out of everything.
We're not
mate.
hey,
Faces come out
has
all
there ever
everywhere.
been a ghost hunt on LSD?
I'm sure there have been hundreds.
If there hasn't been, we've just come up with next year's Halloween special.
No.
Come on, let's go to an old haunted house and take LSD.
I'm not going to do any hallucinogens with you nearby.
I'll give you supernatural. I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that
no,
means.
but what I'm going to say is
No,
this rolls
continue,
into...
sorry.
This
I'm
rolls into...
taking part too much.
No, it's good though, because it shows that you have an understanding, right?
I have an
But it also
understanding.
rolls into audio pareidolia. You know, when we hear sounds and go, oh, that was a sentence. There's so many ghost hunting shows that use crummy voice dictation machines to capture ghost audio.
Have you watched the Red Letter Media video yet?
Not yet, no.
It's funny how you're going over all
Well, this is
stuff they do.
because these are the common conversations you have, and so the thing is.
And what?
these-
Sorry, what's the technical term for those voices that
Well,
come on
EVP,
recording? EVP. Yeah.
electronic voice phenomena. But
you go.
even that is malleable to your needs. So in some cases, it's a man holds a recorder. Is anyone here? What's your name?
Little Johnny.
No, you don't get any of that in the time. And
Little Timmy.
And then later on, you go back and you play it. And then when you play it that time,
I'm Little Timmy.
oh no, little Timmy's here.
I'm Little Timmy.
Yeah,
I'm Little Timmy.
he sounds
That's
like
all-
a precocious little brat, Timmy, doesn't he?
I'm Little Timmy, and I'm a naughty, precocious ghost. Where's my spectral dummy?
I've done a poopy and my body needs ectoplasm.
I've got some sample of ectoplasm. But there's also the other type of ghost hunting EVP where people play stuff back and it's just like,
Yes.
and it's absolute nonsense. But then,
I've got a whole record of it, don't
but then the issue is when someone flashes up a sentence that says, "I killed my mother," but the sound was really, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like that's not what was said. But
It's
now,
it's a totally analogous to pareidolia, sound pareidolia, or
but
whatever.
once the ghost hunter puts that information on the screen, that's it. Your brain's fucked. You can't hear anything but that.
Yeah. Did you remember that thing from a few years ago where there was that toy that said like a green crystal or Johnny's trousers are up? So it said two separate things.
It was allegedly like it was saying something anti-Semitic or whatever, but it was just a mishearing of the actual audio. That
No,
was
but
coming
it's
out of it.
no. Do you know it was like this little toy, and it has a little recording in it. And if you listen to it expecting it to say the green crystals, it sounds
Yeah.
like that. But then if you expect it this other phrase, which I can't recall,
Pissed.
no, it says something completely different. I'll bring it up after
Well,
this.
anyway,
don't you remember that?
No, well, I
They're
remember there was a
really
toy.
striking. Those.
There was a McDonald's toy that did something similar where it played a clip back, but everyone was saying, "Is it saying?"
something anti-Semitic.
Yeah,
I don't
something
remember
racist
that.
or
Yeah.
whatever. And it was actually, no, it's a catchphrase from the TV show, but the speaker quality is so bad, you're going to misinterpret it.
You know, we've said anti-Semitic 3 times now. This video is going to have one of those
What?
community warnings underneath.
Just be... Oh, God. Anyway,
There's
so,
not about that at all, the video.
going further, right, moving away from that, you've got things like this. Now, this is what's that, Gauss meter or K2?
Gauss.
These are things that read the EMF in the air, right? EMF, electromagnetic frequency.
Gauss was a very important mathematician in the discovery of electromagnetism.
Thank you. So this is a reader that measures EMF in the area. Again, these are mostly tools for scientists or electricians to kind of measure if there's too much EMF coming from a fuse box or lighting, which can cause this, that, the other. However, there is debate about whether EMF actually has any negative effects on the brain and causes ghostly apparitions to appear.
Yeah, but then you get into the whole...
Well, the debate about whether ghosts do that in the first place.
And also you get into the debate about those people who say that they're
sensitive to electricity. Like Saul Goodman's brother.
Like Saul Goodman's brother in Better Call Saul.
That was all psychological in his head, though, wasn't it?
Yes, and it was proven, and also in real life.
Anyway.
They don't prove that.
So you're meant to hold this, and then look, it's like if I get close to the camera, it should pick it up, right? Because it's giving off a small amount. Like, where's your phone? You see what I mean? So the point is that these pick up everything, so everything is interference, and then it's up to the ghost hunter to say, oh no, that interference is specifically a ghost. It's like, no, it's that fuse box you're standing close to or whatever. So K2s, out the window, don't use them, unnecessary. They're there visually as something for a narrative in a ghost hunting video. Same as these, REM pods, which are effectively, what's that, theremin? They work like a theremin. So there's waves coming out, and the closer you get to it, right?
So it sets it off. Whereas a theremin would have a different tone
be,
for where you were in the field. They're not waves, it's a field around it.
But this is a very basic version of the same process.
Well, it just sets it off rather than actually giving a tone depending on the distance, right?
And then you stand it somewhere.
Does it get faster as you get closer in?
No,
it in.
No, it doesn't.
Put it on.
It's one size fits all.
Yeah. As soon as you just enter the field, it goes off.
So that's it. Christ, they're loud. Yeah. But, the idea is you put one in the hallway, ghost goes past it, triggers it, right? However, again, this goes back to the fact that if a human has to get this close and it's made of atoms and molecules, how is something that's not there going to set this off? And second of all, walkie-talkies can set this off. Phone signals can set
Radio, electromagnetic waves.
And a lot of people will fake them on their YouTube channels because they're easy to fake.
The Red Letter Media video, that goes off a load of times.
Yeah, of course it does, because they're also faulty as fuck. Some of them can be
and like
too
the battery
sensitive.
and the battery itself, its own battery can sort of set it off.
When the
it?
battery begins to die, it will start to go random.
Yeah.
And in fact, a lot of ghost hunting gadgets will do the same. They have the same problem.
And a lot of claimed tauntings are simply these devices running out of battery, aren't they?
Well, so
and they're also ghosts are claimed to drain the batteries as well, aren't they?
I fucking hate that. I just charged this battery and now it's all gone and it must be a ghost.
Yeah.
All right. So I've charged. I'm a ghost, and you're on your camera. And I took the battery. Now what do I do?
Ooh.
That was worth. That was worth it. That. Oh Christ. Yeah. So the thing is, a lot of YouTubers, especially the top end ones like Mindseed, Twin Paranormal, all outward con men. Cody and Satori, the whole country. People who know will know. But all these people have just made countless, millions of subscriptions on their YouTube channel by. Everything's a demon, everything's a skinwalker, everything's possessed them.
They're minting coin.
But this leads on to my next argument, where it's like, is that largely harmless? Maybe. But also, how moral is the thing you're watching? There's a difference between going to an old haunted castle and trying to speak to a king who died 700 years ago, and then going to a house at the end of your street because a child was murdered there and the family's still alive and could maybe watch your YouTube video.
Yeah,
and you're sitting there going, oh, the dead baby's crying.
But also, don't they just sort of make up or embellish the crimes that are supposed to as well?
I mean, whatever. Like Mindseed, I think, allegedly, I have to say, Mindseed were a huge YouTube channel in the Zach Baggins Ghost Adventures mould. And they were going to these haunted houses. And to cut a very long story short, they found out that these houses were just Airbnbs they were renting.
Yeah.
And saying it's a secret location. It's like,
well, that's what I mean. That's less harmful to anyone.
Yeah, I would
like
argue,
a recent victim or something,
However,
because you're literally just fictionalising. You're just making up stuff.
True, but then there's been cases of the homeowners finding out that these YouTubers come into their house, basically trashing it or not looking after the place, posting it that their house is haunted online, and then go bye, and they go, my property's not haunted.
It's just got chips in the bed.
Yeah, now it's got the booze.
And the
someone's
door's
kicked the door off. Oh, my crockery's broke because some pricks behind the camera doing this.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, does it?
Bastards.
So there's all the morals of these channels are more important than whether they're faking or not.
Can I have a question?
Yes, you can have a question.
Some of these big YouTube channels, do they have some kind of tiny, small print disclaimer saying this is a work of fiction or something?
No, they don't, and that's the other thing.
Well, that would solve it.
There was a
wouldn't it?
guy called Jasko, and he was a YouTuber who made loads of these haunted house, I'm being stalked, whatever. He got called out on it, and rather than doubling down, he went on his videos. I mean, initially, at the bottom of the description, he went, these are for entertainment purposes only. He added that to basically say these aren't real. However, Twin Paranormal, whose content is so god-awful that I'm surprised they have any audience, let alone the millions they do have. They're guys who dress like they are the biggest Avril Lavigne fans in the world, right? It's that.
Well,
look.
she did have some good...
Yeah, but that was 20 years ago, mate.
Isn't she married to someone famous?
Country western singer or something.
One of the country
Either
guys.
way.
Yeah.
Anyway, they are, notorious for bad taste content, where they'll go, 2 people were murdered in this house in 1982, and one body was never found. All they found were a finger or thumb. Murder!
Finger or thumb?
Yeah, it's like, murder! Murder,
Finger
yo!
or fudge?
No.
It's just enough.
To make your ghost go green. It's full of spooky goodness. You don't. Anyway, the point is
Hey,
that they'll
Finger
go.
or fudge should have done a Ghostbusters tie-in.
Well, they didn't.
As Green Slimer one.
They did a Butterfingers one, or what's the one with the cream Twinkie?
Yeah.
Obviously. But no, the point is they'll go, oh, murder happened in here, tragedy, and then go, yeah, murder, bro, yeah, murder, demons,
tasteless.
bro. Hugely tasteless. And that's the thing. If you enjoy a channel because it's fake and it's kind of silly and whatever, fine. But think about how moral is their content right there and then. Are they reveling in something quite tragic to impose their own ghost story on
Just to make money,
and become the
essentially.
focused attention of these demons?
To get attention and to make money.
Yeah.
But
every house is
if most people are watching it just like, oh, this is stupid, this is hokum and I enjoy it.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
I
don't
get
believe
that.
it's real and I still get something out of it.
Yeah. But then the problem that's fine. But it's like
When it
then we
impacts
start
real people's
but then we
lives
start
and
talking about media literacy, right? Then we start talking about whether people know what they're watching is real and how many degrees of fakery is split away, and or questioning what you see just without, like, for instance, if something flew off a shelf and I went ghost, right? Wouldn't you come up with 5 other explanations first before you settled on
I
ghost?
would, but I'm quite a materialist. I mean, yes.
All I'm saying
I'm
is,
rational.
there's going to be 100 other things you would look for before you go, all right, maybe that was a ghost then, right?
Yes.
So media literacy is a huge issue when it comes to these channels, because it's all part of that fake news. Can you trust what you're seeing, believing what you said because you're basically more of a fan of the presenter than the content?
Yes, which is sort of, it's the influencerization of all media, isn't it?
And then that becomes the parasocial shit, and then that leads into toxic fan bases.
parasocial parascience. The
It's all
parasocial
there.
paranormal.
Yeah, but just to wrap this up, because I could talk about this forever, but I've got loads of books. Look at these con people, Yvette Fielding and Derek Acora.
Who has passed away.
Yeah,
So why isn't he...
we've got Sam now.
Getting in touch.
He gave Sam to me.
He gave Sam to you?
Yeah, Derek gave Sam to me, so I look after Sam now.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, his spirit guide, man. And you know what? Family and relatives of Derek, you can't prove that I haven't got Sam, can you? You just
Are they
can't,
very
can you?
litigious about Sam?
His wife doesn't like Derek's name being raked for the
I
book.
mean, come on. The guy was an alcoholic con man.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Out loud. Allegedly. Famous book, Usborne.
Oh, brilliant.
Supernatural
Oh,
World.
I love this.
Now, this
we
is
should do a
compendium.
separate video going
We'll do a
through
separate
this.
video on this. Quickly, Strange But True, a book I had for ages and then realised all of a sudden, because Dan Aykroyd holds it for 2 seconds in Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom, the prices went right up.
That's crazy.
That's happening in episode
You don't want to sell it.
405.
Sell it for 100 quid. Get
I'll
100
keep
quid.
This. It's content for the podcast, isn't it?
Well, we did a
405,
podcast about it.
Which is either out already or not out yet, but either way, there we go. But what I want to end on, I want to actually, if you can get this book on eBay, which might be easier said than done, because there's only a limited run for the museum in Euston that was doing a paranormal thing. There's this book here. It's called The Spectacle of Illusion, and it's a fantastic book about the birth of modern supernatural, the industry in general.
Spiritualism.
Yeah, it goes back to spiritualism. It's an amazing book. It talks about how
really looks
magic
good, yeah.
Because the thing is, like, if you ever read a book called Hiding the Elephants, it talks about the development of magic in the late
That's
1900s.
illusionism, but this is more on the medium
No,
spiritual
but there's
side, is it?
but there's a definite
Huge crossover, yeah.
between them on stage doing, spirit glass and stuff like that, and then con men using the same tricks
Yeah.
to do this. But this is a brilliant book.
Does it have ectoplasm? Because there's a lot of cotton wool that they used to use. isn't
Yeah,
there?
there is ectoplasm in this. The term was coined by a Nobel Peace Prize winner. That's where it comes from. I can't remember his name
Does it
right
have
now.
to do with their Nobel work?
No, not at all.
No.
A lot of people who were really into science in the late 1800s also were deeply into the supernatural.
Well, that's the interesting thing about that. But then, that is why it's so pathetic these days to claim that this is real, because there was a lot of legitimate scientific research into the supernatural, wasn't there?
Yes.
In the 20th century.
I mean, there still is. There are still parapsychologists going around. There are still
Really?
courses. Yeah.
And ESP and so forth.
Yeah.
All
There's
of
still
these-
people out there. There's still
But they
agencies
haven't
out there.
found anything.
No, of course they haven't.
It's not real.
It's like it's commonly said. There's an industry out there, a charity that's like, we'll give you £1 million if you can prove you're a psychic. It's been going for 30
Yeah,
years.
well, didn't the Incredible Randy set that up?
Yeah, but there's also another one. There's a few. And the point is, 30, 40 years, and have they ever proven it?
Well, that's what I'm trying to sort of say.
No, the answer's no. I can't find it right now, but there are...
And isn't it funny how a lot of the history goes back to stage magic?
Yes, no, that's
Like,
exactly where it is.
essentially, you know.
They basically took the skills
That
of...
looks like a really lovely,
No, it's a
lovely book.
It's a beautiful book
Great
full of
photos.
images of like all sorts of paranormal history. I can't recommend it enough.
Who's
And,
the writer?
It is Matthew L. Tompkins, Thames and Hudson. This is one of the best books.
That's very good.
Also, a book called Will Storr versus the Supernatural, a great travelogue kind of Louis Theroux kind of adventure book. But this one is why I'm bringing up last. The Hamlin's Book of Ghosts, but not because the book's particularly good. It's a bit like the Usborne one, where it's like loads of stories.
For kids.
It's like ghost stories and facts
Young
about
adults.
werewolves and shit. But the
I've never
reason-
seen that one.
But the reason why I want to bring it up, because after all the talk about these gadgets, right? I want to be the naked ghost hunter, right? And by that I don't mean like real naked, because that would be weird. But like all these gadgets, I want to do a ghost hunt without any gadgets, because all this gets in the way. All this does.
Well, what would you see? Well, you need to record what you see.
You can record and film sound and sight, but just no gadgets, none of this, none of those, none of the apps, none of
Okay.
the REM pods, all this. And so you could go back to the original ghost hunting toolkit,
Has that got that in there?
which is here. And this is what Harry Price, famed early 1900s ghost hunter, Borley Rectory, blah, blah, blah. This was his list of things he would bring to every ghost hunt. And I think it's something we could all do today. And maybe my next ghost hunt will
we need to
be
get
based on this.
some retro gear, though, won't
Yeah.
we?
Just get a tweed jacket and a
I mean,
jaunty
I'm
hat.
up for wearing a tweed jacket.
We should go like old Victorian ghost hunting one
I'd love
day.
to. Let's hear what's
Right,
on this
so
list.
this is Harry Price's ghost hunting toolkit. Soft felt overshoes used for creeping. So if you're in an old haunted house, you want to take your shoes off in case you're making creaks or footsteps. So you put like those little socks over your shoes.
I mean, we don't. We could just have trainers.
So you can just creep. Oh, I'm going to go
Trainers.
barefoot.
All right.
Barefoot, so they're not making sounds that can be misinterpreted by other people. 2, steel measuring tape for testing the thickness
One
of
of those
walls.
tapes, yeah.
Yeah. So you know
That
if you
comes
can
in a
hear
roll.
a sound or sounds travelling, you can check the thickness.
Of the Phantom.
Check the thickness.
Let's hear.
Next. Surgical tape for sealing windows. Why do you think you'd need to do that?
Because some drafts would move stuff around, and you need to make sure it's not a draft.
Yeah.
basically.
If a piece of paper went like that, you'd be like, "There's a window. Seal that window up." I know it was a whole book, but I didn't have paper to hand.
And things like chairs rocking or doors shutting.
Yeah, you can
all
do
be
that.
drafts.
You can also use tape for like trigger objects. So you could put a piece of tape down, put a trigger up on top of it if it moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that says specifically for sealing.
For sealing.
windows.
A set of tools is the next one. Screwdriver,
Penknife.
hammer, penknife.
Swiss Army knife.
I guess it's for like random DIY or
Well,
fixing
yeah.
doors if they're squeaky, maybe.
Yeah.
The next one, a reflex camera with flash bulbs for indoor and outdoor photography.
That was to use my phone.
Well, that's what we would use now. I mean, this was like early 1900s when he put this list together. 1929.
Yeah.
He was at his height,
That was
searching.
before mobile phones had been invented.
Yes. So yeah, or maybe a simple camera, a wind-up film one that you can't. fuck
Like one of
about
those
with.
lumographs. Or
Yeah, like the Holga one we've got.
something. We've got one. Should we bring that?
Maybe we could do the Holga camera.
If we're going to do this, we could bring that.
Yeah,
Keep it
fine.
Keep,
Keep it
real.
old school, low tech. Right, next, a small portable telephone for communicating with an assistant.
Well,
I didn't know they had small portable telephones back in
Weird.
1929. Because small portable meant the size of a car.
It would be like a big chunky boy, wouldn't it?
Be a big. I mean, what's
Like a field telephone, isn't it?
Yeah, look, there's one like that.
Yeah, it's a field phone.
There's a little image
They
here.
did have
Let
them.
me just put a little
They had
image
them
on.
in war and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
Field telephones.
You can see it here.
And then it
somewhere.
became car phones.
And then it became mobile
Mobile
phones.
phones.
And then it became implants behind the eye for future people. I read
dear.
a notebook with red, blue, and black pencils.
For doing your accounts.
You can't get red pencils, can you?
Mate.
What?
Have you ever,
I've never seen a red pencil.
have you ever seen those boxes of coloured pencils?
Crayons.
No, pencils. Coloured pencils.
I don't know. I've never seen a red pencil.
You have. You're such an idiot.
A bowl
You've
of...
seen a blue pencil though, have you?
No.
You've seen coloured pencils, my friend.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Wow, you really were deprived of everything up there in fucking Liverpool.
All we
weren't
had
you?
were rocks dipped in different shades of blood. We would write. Next.
No,
a
you only get red blood.
What? My granddad had like black blood.
Yeah, it was from all the fags he
And
smoked.
it didn't taste nice either.
Come on,
Tasted
mate.
better than Nan's.
Man
Anyway,
bread.
man blood. A bowl of mercury for detecting tremors.
I'm going to pass on that. That's a toxic.
Yeah, it's dangerous mercury, isn't it?
Incredibly dangerous.
A film camera with remote control. Yeah,
You
fine.
could get probably a device that had mercury enclosed in it.
Yeah.
That would do something
But
similar.
just like, has anyone bought a bowl of mercury?
You should not handle mercury.
No, that's what the Mad Hatter did.
It
didn't
makes you mad, yeah.
Because he would, what was it? He would use the mercury and then like stop it or something. He was on a needle and and that's how he went mad. There was something in the process of him making a hat.
It's something to do with the felt or,
Something like that.
Or
anyway,
was it lead? No.
No, it was mercury. That's the whole point. Next, a packet of graphite for developing fingerprints.
Oh, and it says here a packet of condoms in case you get lucky. Oh, and it says here a packet of.
Ghost Viagra.
It says sugar flakes. I think that's weird.
If you're going to get involved, mate, you're going to have to come in stronger than that.
Come in stronger.
Yeah, a sensible ball of string,
Wow.
as opposed to what?
Well, if you had a piece of string like that, that wouldn't be sensible, would
No, that would be ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous.
But then what's the opposite? Is that a ridiculous ball of string?
it? Yes.
A sensible ball of string is
Around
what
there.
about that?
It's around there.
About an apple size.
It's sensible.
Sensible ball of string. Matches, candle and torch, bandages, iodine, and a flask of brandy in case anyone faints.
Or in case you just want to drink because
In
you're
case
so bored.
it's 2:30 in the morning, you've seen fuck all since 9 o'clock, and you thought, I'll have a little snifter. No one's gonna know, are they? No one's gonna know. And then finally, that's it. As you realise, Harry Price took his job seriously.
He took the drink, getting pissed in an old house seriously.
Creeping around with no shoes on.
He was going mad from the mercury and he was probably seeing things and then getting pissed, falling over, banging his head.
Tiptoeing around the haunted house like the arse-wiped
Oh,
guy.
look, there's ectoplasm
How was
because
he
he's just
cri-
rubbed one out.
So what you're saying is Harry Price is effectively Roy J, the comedian.
He just rubbed one out. Well, spook.
Spook, slither, spook.
Rub one
Slither.
out.
Rub one out. Get your cock out on stage when you're failing and dying on your arse.
Oh,
in
he
Spain.
did, didn't he?
That's
Yeah.
what, not Harry Price. Roy J,
J.
the comedian, who's apparently got a ghost of his own in one of the Spanish bars he used to perform in. The ghost story was a woman sat down waiting for the show to start. Then a ghost came on and did all these gags, spook, slither, whatever. Then walked off. And then the house lights came on and it was like, oh, that first guy was funny. There was no first guy. The band's not here yet. The comedian's aren't here yet.
Is that true?
That's the ghost
True
story.
story?
Well, true.
I'd love to visit that. Go to Spain.
And look for the ghost of Roy J. That's what we're doing on Patreon. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can do. We'll go to Spain and look for Roy J's fucking ghost.
Well, thanks for watching this cheap shot, everyone.
Yeah, this is our little spooky ghost guide, Gannon's Guide to Ghost Hunting, Cheap Show video.
And these little videos come out every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
But they are a taster of the main course.
Yeah, the main event.
Which is the Cheap Show podcast. It's audio only.
It's audio only. Christ. You can go to thecheapshow.co.uk. Fuck me. Where everything's there. You can reach us on all the media platforms from that one spot. And again, we like to thank our patrons for supporting not only our podcast but this channel. And you can go along and join them on patreon.com/cheapshow to access to these videos early, to night busing podcasts, extra podcasts, top tier video episodes, magazines, and any other random behind the scenes stuff.
Lots of stuff there.
Lots of stuff there.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Have a safe Halloween, and remember, don't have nightmares.
Have great looking hair.
He remembers my old shtick from 20 years ago. Bye, woo. Bye, woo.